Morning, 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 morning. Welcome back. Lovely to see you again. The last couple of videos we've done quite a bit of work on the upper body and the shoulders. So today I'm going to focus a little more on the lower body, so legs and twists. So it'll be the torso and the legs that we're focusing on today. What you're going to need is a blanket or a cushion for under your head. You're going to need a belt or a long scarf or two scarves tied together if it's not long enough, because we're going to be, or a necktie. And if you haven't got blocks, remember I showed you how to make towers of books. You can make some book towers or wine bottles. Just to hold on to. You're not going to have to put a whole lot of weight on them or anything. So just make sure you've got those available as well. Okay, so we're going to start lying down, but I want you to be really careful about how you put yourself down. Again, I'm using a wall, which hopefully you'll be able to find in your house. And, okay, Bo, would you like to go and lie down? Not here. No, not here. You go here. Come on. Yeah, this is yours. Come. Lie down. Good boy. Lie down. Lie down. Good boy. Lie down. Bo, you're going to have to leave if you don't lie down. Okay, so when I lie myself down, I want to have my heels up against the wall and the balls of my feet on the wall, so the heels are on the skirting board. And I'm lying down with my head on my blanket, like this, or my cushion. And my knees are about that bent. So have a look how far from the wall I am, because I want to be able to feel when I straighten my legs. Watch, when I straighten my legs, I don't push myself, I don't move my bottom, it stays there, but it actually gets dragged a little bit towards my heels. So I'm pushing, well, maybe I moved a tiny bit, but what I'm feeling is that my feet are so solid against the wall that the wall is actually pushing into my feet. I don't have to push into the wall is pushing into me. So that's how you've got to arrange yourself, so that you're close enough when we want the wall, that you're up to there. Okay, so switch off the video, get yourself sorted, and then we'll go again. Alright, I'm assuming you're comfortable, you've got all your gear, and just start in constructive rest. Soles of the feet on the floor, arms away from the body, eyes closed, and take 3 slow deep breaths. So start with an exhalation, breathe out, and then slow and deep, gently up the back of the body, from the belly up to the top. And exhale. As you exhale, start to relax. Feel the inhalation, let it expand the lungs. As you exhale, feel the earth beneath you, feel yourself connecting down into the earth. We're going to do a lot of work with the legs today. All about the base chakra, connecting to the earth. One more breath. And exhale. You're going to bring your right knee onto your chest and gently draw it in. Again, remember to breathe, letting the inhalation make space for the inhalation. Exhale, draw the leg onto the chest as though you're pushing the breath out of the lungs. One more time. And then we're going to take our strap, which hopefully you've got next to you. We're going to pop the strap around the base of the heel and just slowly start to straighten the leg. Slowly start to straighten the leg, just until you can feel the beginning of a stretch in your hamstring, belly of the muscle here. Don't be feeling it right down in the tendon area. And don't straighten your knee too quickly and start to feel too much pull at the back of the knee. You're just working your way with your breath gently in and out of that stretch. You can bend the leg maybe as you inhale quickly and slow, smooth exhale, working into the stretch. Take some time to feel what's happening. Relax your shoulders, relax your tongue. And now if that is strong enough for you, working like this, keep going. If you want to make it a little bit stronger now, just while you're in the stretch, engage your tummy muscles lightly and slowly straighten the other leg until you've found the wall, and then push into the wall. Feel how connected you feel. You'll feel the connection, hopefully from the belly right through to the foot. If you focus on firming the thigh muscles of the left leg that's straight. And even that leg, you don't have to keep it, it's not made of stone, so you can soften it. Just as you soften the other one, and then you can push. And the push gives you this connection, this integration through the body. Now, if you've got that leg bent still, you can straighten it now, because we're going to take the strap off the other leg. We're going to pop this right foot just somewhere on your left knee, and we're going to go into a gentle twist. So I want you to take your left hand, the one with the watch on, put that on your knee, put your right arm out in line with your shoulder. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, just slowly start to take that bent knee to the left. And you'll begin to feel some pulling going on. And at a certain point, you will feel, oh, I want to turn my foot on the wall to 90 degrees. So turn your foot against the wall to 90 and consider going a little deeper and a little deeper. Be very attentive to what you're feeling. If there's any crunching up of your left shoulder blade, slide it out to the left slightly. And then go again. Feel the stretch from your bent knee all the way to your right hand fingertips. Feel it through the armpit area, across the chest, the back, the hip, wherever you feel it most. And then, with engaging the belly, come back to the middle slowly, inhaling, turning the foot on the wall. And as you exhale, just release the leg and take a moment. You may feel already a difference between the right side of your body and the left. Just drop into that sensation for a moment, that comparison. And then move yourself just a touch closer to the wall again, because sometimes we do kind of slip away. Let's put the right foot on the floor, take the left knee and just exhale it onto the chest 2 or 3 times. Just warming up that side of the back. And we're also giving our intestine on that side a nice little bit of a massage. We're going to take our strap, we're going to pop it around the ball of the foot. And we're slowly going to work into this hamstring. I know we don't take as long doing these things as we do normally in class, but that's because I want to keep the videos short, so that you've got no excuse that you can't do them. I'm breathing, I'm moving, I'm sensing what's happening in my body. I'm checking for unnecessary tension, shoulders, jaw, tummy. And if and when I feel ready, I'm going to slowly, with an engagement of the belly, glide my right leg to straight along the floor and get that lovely push from the wall up through the bones of my right leg into my belly. And it kind of makes me feel, as I work, that both legs are connected to each other via the pelvis. So if you've got your left leg still bent, you can straighten it now. Take off your strap. Put your left foot on your right knee. Right hand on the knee. Left arm extended. And just a little way into that twist first. What do you feel first? Which part of the body starts to feel the stretch? And as you deepen into it, turn your foot on the wall. What additional areas of body start to feel the stretch? Because you've got your foot against the wall, it can either be passive or it can be active. You can actually push into that foot. Feel the difference. Your head and your neck must be comfortable, so don't turn your head away unless it feels okay on your neck. If it feels okay, you turn to look at your left hand. And slowly back to the middle, engage the belly a little, breathe in. And as you breathe out, bring your foot to the floor, both knees bent again. Straighten yourself up. Just let your back relax. And then bring both knees onto your chest. And give them a hug. We'll rock side to side. We're going to put our feet on the floor a little closer to us this time. We're going to go up into Siddhi Bandhasana, our mini bridge, to start stretching out our quads and our front groins because they've been contracting while we've been working the hamstrings. So arms away from the body a little bit. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, curl your tailbone for the ceiling and roll yourself up. If you've got a lot of height under your head, you might want to take it out just for this. But I've got pretty flat. So I'm feeling my feet on the floor. First I'm going to walk onto the tops of my shoulders. So walk my shoulders underneath me. I feel my feet are nice and parallel, no duck feet, don't let them turn out. Bring some weight to your inner feet. And if you can imagine you holding something between your thighs like a block, and you don't want to drop it. So there's a little bit of activity of those inner thighs towards each other. And I'm breathing here and I'm pressing through my feet. You can interlink your fingers underneath your back if you want to, or you can hold the edges of your mat. And if you want to do that extra hard work to strengthen your back muscles as you hear, as you breathe in, you push your feet away from you, get that feeling of pushing forward. And as you breathe out, drag your feet back towards your shoulders. So that feeling of dragging back, and feel all the muscles of the back chain contract. And breathing in and open the chest, find the height. Exhale, drag back. Feel how your buttocks firm up when you do that, how the backs of your thighs firm up. Another breath. And to come out of this, just start by releasing your hands and your shoulders away from each other. And then push forward through your feet as you roll slowly down, and let your chin come up, your neck relax, and rolling down one bone at a time until you get to the floor. You can walk your feet a little forward and just soften for a moment. And then again, carefully knees to chest. So always move carefully between back bends and forward bends. This is a forward bend. It's a neutralized, it's sort of a neutral forward bend, this one. You are lengthening your back muscles as you do this, as you would in a forward bend. And a final little twist. Now those of you who have back issues, you might just want to twist with the feet on the floor and the arms out, or you might want to come down onto a block or your pile of books or something. Or if you're fine, you're going to keep your knees right up in your chest, arms out in line with your shoulders. Now as I go down to the right, I'm going to focus on my left shoulder blade staying on the floor. And I'm going to go slowly to the right. If your back is not strong enough, you can go one leg at a time. But if you want to strengthen those back muscles, use your tummy muscles and just go slowly down to the floor. You're hovering to strengthen your muscles before you go down to the floor. You're hovering, you're hovering. We won't hover too long though. We'll find the floor and we'll relax there a moment. Then we're going to take the right arm. We're going to put it on top of the legs. If your legs are a little far away, you can use your hand. And let this left shoulder just come up for a moment, and then as you breathe out, bring it back to the floor. You're doing a spiral, and I want you to imagine the spiral beginning in your belly. And I want you to imagine as you breathe in that the right side of your intestines float up, and as you breathe out, the left side float down. Take a breath. And out. Now I want you to imagine your kidneys. As you breathe in, imagine your right kidney floating upwards. And exhale your left kidney down. And now come to your lungs, right one up as you breathe in. Left one down as you breathe out. Push with your hand and turn. Release your arm. Squeeze your legs together if you can manage, otherwise one leg at a time. Coming up to the middle and going down to the other side again, focusing on strength. So brace through the arms, push. Hover little by little, closer and closer to the floor. And even now, I'm working on my internal body, trying to turn it away from my knees as I'm hovering. As I'm feeling the change with the direction going down and down and down with the knees until I get to the floor. I let my right shoulder come up for a moment, so I've got my arm in position, and then I'm gradually coaxing it back to the floor. If it doesn't come back to the floor, your knees are too low, you need something underneath them. Put a book in. Breathe your organs around, the left side float up, the right side float down. Again with the neck, the head can turn if it's comfortable. These are really good for your digestive system, all twists. Work on the digestive system. They work on the third chakra of the body, which regulates your digestion. Coming up, slow and under control, all the way to the middle, where you're going to hug your knees again. And take one more rest before we get up. So you can either rest with the legs bent or with your legs straight, eyes closed. 3 nice, slow, deep breaths, please. Right, so now we're going to do a little bit more work. I might just take my cardi off. It's going to get hot a little bit. So I've set myself up again. A blanket that I'm going to kneel on, which is fairly close to the wall, and my 2 blocks in front of me. So set yourself up so that when you kneel, I'm going to bring my, so you can see properly, I'm going to bring my left foot forward first. I'll just give you a quick demo while you're setting up. So we're going to start here. We're going to come into a lunge. We're going to hold that in and out there for a few moments, and then a little bit of hamstring stretch by pulling back. We'll hold that for a little while. And then we will take our right hand, if I left knee is forward, to come across the midline of the body and hook in. If you can't hook with your elbow, you're going to have to use your hand. You can still get the twist. We're going to try and hook in with the elbow. This palm is nice and strong. At this point you can keep the back knee on the floor, or you can tuck the toes under and lift the back leg, and can you see my heel is strongly into the wall, and then the final bit of the pose is the balance. Okay, so set yourself up. We will start with the right leg forward. Just change around. I will have to have my back to you for the twist when we do that, but that's okay. And when you come down into your lunge, make sure, come forward with the groins, with the front thigh. Have a look at your back foot that is not turned inwards or gone higgledy-piggledy. It's nice and straight. And your front shin is vertical. So you don't want to have your knee too close to you. You want to have it just under, your heel just under your knee. And then when you breathe, you can move away from the pose for an in-breath. And you can gently push through both feet and come down a little deeper in the out-breath. Just give yourself a little warm-up of that back thigh. So if you're not sure, this is where you want to feel it all the way through here and up into the groin. The tail needs to tuck slightly down. You start to lift your tail up, you lose the stretch, and you can hurt your back as well. So keep your tail gently going down rather than lifting up. And breathe. Down and feel yourself stretch that quad. Lift the spine out of the pelvis. We're going to come into the twist now. So as you come into the twist, move away from the stretch. So move the hips back. Up on your fingertips. You're going to take your left arm directly up. Take a nice breath in and feel the stretch all the way up the side of the body. And as you exhale, pull your tummy in and come outside your front knee. This other hand, you can use it to help you turn. Now your front hip, the hip of your front leg, draw it back to the wall. I don't know if you can see that, draw it back. You can stay here, or if you want to go into the straight leg, tuck your toes under, lift up high, find the wall with your back heel, so you've got that nice connection. Push through both legs, and don't come down too deep. If this is enough for you, you can stay here. Otherwise, you can put palm on palm, and now you push. Push down from the top elbow into the bottom elbow. Use it to help you turn your body. Keep your back leg strong. Pushing into the wall. Turn. And hands down to blocks. Back knee down. And relax a moment. You may have found that a little challenging. I always do. It's not an easy pose. Pavrita Pajvakonasana is what it's called. Let's bring the left leg forward. I'm just about touching the wall with my back toes as I come down into my lunge. And I breathe in, I come away a little bit. Breathe out and deepen into it. Don't hang and sag into it. You always want to be slightly lifted out of it, slightly active through both legs. They're pushing down and apart. Because if you hang, you're going to stretch, sort of hang into ligaments and things. You don't want to be doing that. Keep breathing, keep feeling the stretch. And then we're going to keep our left hand down and we're going to take the right arm up. Reach up so you feel an opening through the side body, and as you exhale, elbow past the knee. Come in as deep as you can. Now this front hip, this one, you draw it back. Turn. You can stay there or you can try the straight-legged version. But a straight-legged version means a straight leg, not a half straight leg. turn, and if you want to look for the balance, see how it feels this morning. Can we balance? Push from the top elbow down into the bottom elbow, pushing to turn the torso. Breathe and hold your breath. Turn your back leg. Keep drawing back through the front hip. And release. Whew. I think a little down dog is called for after that. And just set your blocks aside for a moment. And if you've got the wall, it's really nice for your down dog to rest your heels. Feel yourself pressing forward through the palms of the hands. Feel yourself grounding the inner hands to the mat, so the thumb side, the thumb and the index finger side of the hand, strong into the floor. And then the bits of arms beside your ears, roll them up to the ceiling. The bits of arms, the inner arms go up to the ceiling, the outer arms go down to the floor. You want to work your hamstrings a little stronger. Those of you who are more flexible, bring your heels down onto the skirting board or even to the floor, but the floor is usually too far for most of us. The belly is drawn back. Another nice deep breath here. Then come down onto your knees. Hands behind your back. Roll your shoulders back. Squeeze your bent elbows in towards each other like we've been doing every other time. And straighten your arms. Good. So we'll do one more twist, standing twist. Again, quite challenging, Pavrita Trikonasana. But we will just do a little bit of work on the hamstring first. So take away your blanket. You're going to need your blocks. And again, the wall is really helpful for a feeling of, I can't see you when I stand up, a feeling of stability. So I'm bringing my back heel, my left heel. Notice the angle of my left foot. It's not turned out too wide and it's not straight. Okay, so I'm scraping the heel down the skirting board and my back foot is slightly turned out. My front foot is in line with its own hip. So I'm not putting one foot in front of the other because I'll have no balance. My feet are at least as wide as my own hips and I'm spreading all my toes. And I'm lifting my inner arches, I'm lifting my inner ankle bones. Don't let them collapse. So you're very welcome to do all of this with a bent knee in the front leg. The back leg is straight and strong like a rod of steel. Okay, the front knee can bend. So I'm going to start off, now that I've got this position, with having either my fingertips or the palms of my hands on my block, and that same idea of my front hip drawing back. So don't let it swing out to the side or come forward, draw it back and glide your spine out of your pelvis like a snail out of its shell. As your spine glides forward, your shoulders glide back. And if this is enough for you, just stay here and work the front leg hamstring and probably the back leg calf muscle, but it may be the back leg hamstring as well. Those of you who are more flexible can straighten the front leg more. You can walk your hands further forward, like a downward facing dog. You can stay there, or if you want to work your shoulders as well, you can sweep your hands behind your back and interlink them, stretch them up and draw them over your head. So this is Parsvottanasana in various forms. Nice stretch on those hamstrings, especially the front leg for me. And I'm releasing, coming back to my blocks and putting my blocks back under my shoulders. Now before you go, just have a little watch, unless you're very familiar with Pavrita Trikonasana. So if you need to, have a little watch. Your left hand block comes inside your leg. You come up onto your fingertips, so come up to a tabletop. Take your right hand into your right hip and draw it back. Okay? And then just flip your right hand onto your sacrum. Keep nice and long through your spine as you start that feeling of twisting the spiral again. Twisting the spiral again until you've brought all your organs of the left side forward and the right side back. Keep drawing back through your hip. And the last thing that goes up is your arm. Now I'm really pushing my legs in opposition to each other. I'm pressing back into the wall. I'm lengthening from tail to the crown of my head. I'm turning my organs. And from my heart to my fingertips, both arms are stretching. Keep some weight on your inner foot of the front leg. Come out of it. Drop the top arm down. De-rotate your body. And step forward. Come up slowly. You can inhale the arms up and over the head. And you can bring the palms together, bend your knees, exhale down to your blocks, and change sides. Now again, it's this front hip that wants to stick out and come forward. Gently draw it back, straighten the back leg and push. From that backward, if I bend my back knee and then I slowly straighten and push, I then feel a rebound coming through my spine. It helps me to lengthen my spine. Tummy's gently in, and I may be working towards straightening my front leg. I may be taking my arms further forward to come down deeper. So just work sensibly. You may or may not straighten that front leg. Breathe. Keep the legs really strong. Standing poses are all about strong legs and stability through the legs and the feet. So feel as though you're pressing into the earth, down through the earth. You can do the shoulder variation if you like. Remember to change the interlink of your fingers. And then bringing your blocks back in line with your feet. I should have mentioned this before. What you might find is making the working block higher by putting the other one underneath, or putting an extra book underneath, so that you don't have to reach down so far. It will be helpful for a lot of you. So your right hand stays forward. This front knee, as I say, can always be slightly bent. I'm taking my left hand into my left hip to remind it to draw back. Left hand onto sacrum. Now before you twist, lengthen. Always lengthen the spine before you twist. And then start little by little. Just feel the journey. Feel it from the stability of the pelvis and the legs, the length of the spine, and everything else is turning around, over it, around it, swirling. When you feel ready, you can take your top arm up. You can look up if you've got your balance. What's the strong part here? All the limbs. What's relaxed? The mind. Breathe here, breathe here, breathe here. When you're ready to come down, just take the top arm down first and de-rotate the body. Might need to reorganize your blocks. Take a forward step. Bend your knees and inhale, coming all the way up, wide arms, all the way up above your head. Bring them down past your body. And just standing with feet slightly apart in Tadasana for a moment. And breathe. And I'm sure that there'll be something else you feel like doing now. So whatever it is, whether it's stepping back into down dog, whether it's lying on your back and doing some more leg hugging and twisting, whether it's just lying down in Shavasana, let your body tell you what you need. So when I get to the end of a session like this, I'm never really finished. It's the end. But you will probably want to carry on just with something else. So please do, and I'll see you again next time. Namaste.